On 6th of September 2025, my friend Pat messaged me on telling me to play Pokemon Radical Red. So I was like, okay.
What the hell is this team? It's so cheaty, dude.
They trick roomed on me again. Dude, this is hard. This one's tough. This one's tough.
Well then, before we go further, I have invited one of my viewers to explain about the game a little bit.
Hi, Shen here. Pokemon Radical Red is an enhancement hack of Fire Red made by Yui that turns the original game into a much more challenging and feature-packed experience. By that, I mean in this, you can train your Pokemon and also fuck them. Well, it's basically a ROM hack. Now then, to let you know what makes it so special, it has a
So as usual, you already know how the game goes. It starts by asking for my gentle type and my legal name. Then Prof. Ock forgot his grandson name, so I named him Path based on my friend that got me into this game in the first place. Radical Red has so much difficulties, like hardcore or minimal grinding mode. I just went with the standard option, and then I went down to talk to my mom and she said,
Hey, Joachim. A professor wanted to ask if you had a preference on which region your starter was from. Oh, okay. Kalos it is. I know there's no rules against Delphox. As long as your Pokemon are from Kalos and follow the rest of the rules, you're good to go. Mickey Mouse! Have fun building a team!
what the fuck? Right after that, I went around interrogating kids for information before harassing the scientists, till one of them gave me a time machine. As I made my way into the wonders of the unknown, Oak stopped me, saying that I need to get myself a whimsical creature that I can use to slaughter half of the universe. Known as Froakie. However, I wanted a shiny one, but there was a small problem. Yeah. After a lot of retrying, I gave up and then used.
Joachim, doesn't cheating ruin the experience?
Yes, you are right. However, this is my video and I can do whatever the fuck I want. But on a serious note, here are the ground rules. I will not be using cheats to gain an unfair advantage in battle, nor to increase my money in any way. Since I want to be transparent with you guys from the start, I want to make it clear that I only use 2 cheats in the whole game. First is Dex All, which all of you Radical players know that it unlocks all the Pokemon in the in the Dex Nav thingy. The second is a bit unconventional, but it basically allows me to get a shiny charm, which increases my odds of shiny Pokemon by quite a bit high margin lah. Since normally you can only get shiny charm after defeating the 6th gym, which will take a long time and I don't want to wait for that long. Now let's get back into the shiny Froakie. I basically went to sleep and gave up, and the next day I started grinding for Froakie again, and I managed to land my first shiny in about 6 hours of grinding.
Whoa! Whoa.
After naming Ash, I straight away used it to pound parts Bulbasaur into the ground after a series of spamming attacks. Right after defeating Path, I saved the game and took a break. The next day, I went to my mom to heal my Pokemon before getting a fit check from my room. While I was making my way to Viridian City, this owl wanted to say hi. Upon reaching Viridian City, I straight away went into Pokemon to get some balls, only for the cashier to force me into running an errand for him. So with a huge sigh, I made my way back to Prof Hawk while slaughtering any creatures that look in my direction. Upon reaching Oak, he started to complain about how old he was before giving me some Pokeballs and a Pokedex. Also, Part was being a dick, saying that I'm not needed and that he won't give me a town map, and I will be lost in the forest and die all alone. I ignored his warning and went to complain to his sister, and she gave me a map. With this, I started my journey, making my way back to Viridian City, killing Pokemon along the way only to meet with this Pidgey, which I wanted to catch for some reason. After some pounding, the Pidgey went right into my first Pokeball. God, I need to stop saying pounding. Since he had the ability Frisk, I named her Enola based off the movie. Go look it up, I'm not gonna give you context. Before going straight into the Poké Center to heal my Pokemon, but before I could do that, this random guy came to me and told me to let my Pokemon out of the ball. To which I did, but I'm not a fan of freedom, so I sent Ash back right in. After that fiasco, I learned that this Poké Center offers us transgender services, only for certain Pokemon though. And also brainwashing? I don't know man, it's weird. After increasing Floki's special attack, I went to heal my Pokemon before getting out of there. At the Pokemon, I met this guy that forced me to do a job before stocking up my items.
I should get at least 2 potions. Nothing.
So while I wanted to leave, I found this guy which gave me a fishing rod, and my first fish water battle was a disaster. But since I have crippling addiction and ADHD, I ended up getting hooked and spent way too much time just fishing and fighting Pokemon there for quite a while.
I hope it's not.
After snapping out of it, I broke into everyone's houses and found this teacher who planned to quiz because little did she know I have played this game before. So I easily defeated her before getting myself a pair of white glasses, which I gave to Floki, also known as Ash. I was making my way to Road 2, then this scientist stopped me to give me a Dex Nerf, which I talked about earlier. Dex Nerf is a special item in Pokemon Radical Red, which allows you to choose which Pokemon you want to encounter, and each time you fight the same Pokemon, your shiny odds increase. And also that wild Pokemon gets stronger each time using this. Using this, I went on a mass murder session to level up my PG and get into Vidian Forest. As I was going there, I wanted another Pokemon. So since Brock was a gym type reader, I figured out getting a fighting type would be good. After spending a lot of time deciding, I decided to go to Route 22 and get myself a Mankey, which I later named Ronda. Since I got Ronda and Enola, I decided to level them up a lot in the Vidian Forest. While doing that, I found this random Pikachu which I caught. Here, I got jump scared by a guy from Johto. I was also looking to challenge Brock. He wasn't that impressive since Ash alone managed to handle his whole roster. He was a kind guy since he gave me his EXP after deciding that his Pokemon were too unworthy to use it. He also gave me a stat scanner, but we don't have to talk about that. After that, I also beat up some kids for cash. Before meeting this annoying trainer, which is popular at spamming sleep. Luckily for me, my Mankey's passive prevents it from falling asleep, so the battle was a breeze for me. After defeating her, she gave me an ability to enable unlimited repel, which, as it sounds, gives me infinite repel. So I don't have to ever encounter unwanted Pokemons ever again. With this, I left the forest and got to Pewter City. I headed towards the Pokemon Center to heal my Pokemon. After healing, I found these two NPC talking about Pikachu, which reminded me of my own Pikachu earlier. So you already know how this goes. Next step of this montage. While in the Pokemon Center, I met this girl NPC who let me name my profile out of 4 words. I don't know, man. So I picked the worst one, obviously. I then walked around only for this NPC to stop me. So I talked to the store manager and he forced me to visit this museum. But I saw this old man who gave me an egg for 3k. While I was enjoying this museum trip, this random guy from Johto decided to jump me. Bro, why do people from Johto love jumping people? This is the second time it's happening. Turns out he's a bird time gym leader, so we ended up battling and it was close. Like, actually very close. After taking a short breather, it's time for the Rockman himself. You know, the Brock, Rock, get it? Haha. Bro, it's literally 9:10 a.m. and I haven't slept for like 2 fucking days. What am I doing in my life? Alright then, I'm gonna do this with a script. So Brock sends out the Geodude, which I sense rabies. Okay, I first just wanted to, okay, I don't care about losing rabies actually, so I just wanted to remove the sturdy, you know, since that Pokemon have sturdy, and sturdy is quite fucking annoying. But to be fair, right, in this I forgot that my speed was less, so yeah, he kinda outsped me. I'm not gonna lie, but this like Brock's Pokemon are kinda like correct. Okay, Ash is the goat here, you know, because I built Ash as a special attacker, and he also has the wise glasses, meaning he one-shots everything. Except if they have sturdy lah, which obviously, yeah. So he sends out Onix, right? Okay, it was a bad play actually. This whole game is actually fucking bad play, bro. Now that I look at it. I know he's gonna use Bulldoze because Earth Move and I'm flying type, so yeah. Again, I'm just using PG because of, you know, okay, before that, I did not expect for Onix to fucking outspeed me. Just wanna say that. So, yeah. My PG's job was to only like break the sturdy. So since he's faster than me, I just plan to use quick attack. Okay, here is the way I like did such a bad play, to be honest. I sent out Ash and I just one-shot the Onix because obviously special attacker is with wise classes. Yeah, he just dies like that. But okay, from now on, okay, this part I did is such a bad mistake. Like, bro, why did I switch the Pokemon? I should have just fought it. I don't know what I was doing. Yeah, he uses Toxic, which is totally fine, but I have Berry, so Ronda should last. That critical hit was goated actually. Yeah, this thing, I did not expect it for it to outspeed me. Like, bro is level 12 and he outspeed me level 15. How? I don't know. Actually, nah. Okay, I misread this, okay? I'm editing right now. Like, it's been like 2 weeks since I recorded this shit. So this battle I did well actually. The battle I was talking about was the bird gym. Bro, that battle I just messed up. Okay, Joachim from rambling out. Okay, that was kind of annoying, I'll be honest. Cerulean, okay. I need to stop my recording here and play tomorrow.
Wow, let's go. Yeah, she's will do. That. Okay guys, that's all for my video. I faced Brock. After this I will set up a live stream in the near future. But also thank you all for watching. Have a good day. JJ out.